Zenos. As you head towards the end of your time at school or college, you have some big choices to make. It's no exaggeration to say that some of the decisions you make now might have implications that will last with you for the rest of your life.
You could go straight from school into a job, or maybe you might want to go to university for a few years.
But what if you don't think either of these are the right option for you?
What do your parents think? Maybe their experience means that they can see a little further down the line and help you think about what you might be doing in a few years' time.
If you get a job now with the qualifications you leave school with, might that hold you back later on in your career? Will those qualifications now actually get you into a career with the potential to grow and develop? If you're going to be working for the next 40 years, it's a long time to do exactly the same job. Look at it from an employer's point of view too. There are loads of young people applying for every job vacancy that will lead to a good career. The best employers can afford to be very demanding, which means you're going to have to really impress them if they're going to invest their time and money into your career. As I said, lots of important decisions that you might have to live with for many years to come.
Over the next 20 minutes or so, we'd like to give you a closer look at what you might expect if you choose another of the options that are available to you. Completing an IT support training programme at one of the Zenos academies. If you decide that this is the right next step for you, then you'll gain nationally and internationally recognised qualifications. You'll get really practical help and support in getting your first role in IT support, a career that could allow you to progress quickly and go a long way.
So, let's start by telling you a little more about Zenos.
Zenos is the leading provider of IT support training in the United Kingdom. We are also Europe's largest Microsoft Academy. We've a long list of industry awards to our name and independent accreditation from some equally impressive organisations such as City and Guilds. Zenos is part of the public company called Melorio, which is quoted on AIM, the London Alternative Investment Market. All the companies that Melorio owns, including Zenos, are training organisations. We are totally focused on what we do, and that's to give people greater skills through training and assessment.
Zenos has its head offices just outside Banbury in Oxfordshire, but our training programmes are delivered through a network of academies that are in strategic locations throughout the country.
When we opened our first academies in 2006, we were the only company in our sector with this sort of facility. Today, there are approaching 20 Zenos academies, each of them with 2 intakes every year, in February and September.
Around 2,000 learners every year between the ages of 16 and 18 enter a Zenos programme, making us bigger than many public sector colleges and by far and away the largest IT support training provider in the UK.
All of the programmes that we offer for 16 to 18-year-old learners who are between school and employment are funded by the Learning and Skills Council, which means that they do not cost you, the learner, anything at all. In fact, the vast majority of our academy students also qualify to have their travel expenses to and from the academy met, and many of them also make successful applications for educational maintenance allowance.
Many of our graduates from previous years are now in great jobs in the IT industry, and we'll catch up with some of them later and look in more detail at some of the types of jobs you might expect to apply for.
Other students use the qualifications that they gained with Zenos to get onto a degree course at university, and they'll enter the world of work with postgraduate qualifications.
So, hopefully that gives you an idea of what Zenos does. But what makes us different to other training providers? There are many places you can look at if you're wanting to gain vocational qualifications before starting work but don't want to go to university. You should look at each of them carefully and see what they can offer you.
Zenos is unique in that we were created to deliver IT support training, nothing else. and that is still 100% of what we do. In fact, we are the largest provider of Level 3 advanced apprenticeships in IT in England. Unlike some colleges, IT support is not one of up to 100 other courses that are on offer.
If you come to a Zenos Academy, you can be guaranteed that every person in our company is fully focused on ensuring that we provide high quality training to all our learners.
We support them not only whilst they're in the academy, but, and this is something that you need to think long and hard about, Zenos also has teams of people dedicated to preparing them for the world of work, helping them to create an impressive CV and write letters that are going to get you an interview. We give our learners experience of interviews before they go to a real one, so that they not only know what to expect, but they are already accomplished interviewees. Zenos staff see it as part of our responsibility to help you secure your first position in employment. And although we cannot guarantee to get you a job, we have great relationships with many UK employers of young IT staff, as well as with employment agencies and the Government Connection Service. Of the thousands of young people who completed our programmes in 2008, almost 90% were successful in getting jobs in the IT industry. And that figure is typical of every set of students who graduate from a Zenos Academy.
The majority of people who didn't get a job didn't actually want one. Typically they went on to higher education or took time out to travel or fulfil other personal ambitions. There are good reasons why our students are so successful, achieving a pass rate more than twice the national average.
It starts with our high standards of admission, and not everyone who applies to Zenos is offered a place. There is a minimum level of 3 GCSE passes at grade C or above. However, if you do not reach this minimum standard but can convince us that you are truly motivated, we will consider your application. We also need applicants to demonstrate that they have an aptitude for IT and that they also have the attitude that is needed to complete our programme in 5 months. Zenos students are expected to work hard, as you'll hear later on.
We are also successful because we're good at what we do, and that's not just our opinion.
In the summer of 2008, Zenos had its most recent inspection by Ofsted, the same inspection body that assesses the UK's schools and colleges. Their inspectors spent days looking in detail at every aspect of our training, the content of the courses, the way they are delivered, our people, training facilities, reporting structure and so on. At the end of the inspection, they reported their findings, using the same scoring method they apply to every inspection, with each area marked anywhere from grade 1, which means that it is outstanding, through good and satisfactory, down to grade 4, which means that they think the provision is inadequate.
In their opinion, and they are the experts, Zenos was rated grade 1 or outstanding in every single area. We'd really like you to read all the report, as understandably we're very proud about what it says about us, with comments such as:
its excellent academy training programme is highly innovative, providing an intensive course of practical study which equips young learners with excellent technical expertise and good access to industry standard qualifications. Learners progress exceptionally rapidly. In 6 months they gain the advanced apprenticeship and at least 2 additional vendor qualifications. In-year success rates for employed learners are outstanding at 91%. Overall effectiveness is outstanding, as are achievement and standards, the quality of provision and leadership and management. Provision in ICT for practitioners is also outstanding. Arrangements to promote equality of opportunity are good. Zenos has clear strategic vision and a mission to achieve excellence, which all staff fully support.